the Saskatchewan Legislature at beautiful Wascana Park. We are in Regina for this year's Montana's Brier. It is part of our nation's history, an event like no other, where the best come to compete, all in search of becoming a champion. This year, 18 teams dream of hoisting the tankard. Canadian champions again, and 5 for Gushue. The field includes a 5-time winner in search of a three-peat, a team full of champions, a 4-time winner, and teams on the cusp of something very special. The time has come. The 2024 Montana's Brier is next. Mosaic Stadium in the background, home of the CFL Rough Riders, and we're bound to see lots of Saskatchewan green this week at Brand Centre, our home for the entire Montana's Brier. We got it underway last night with teams in Pool B, all Alberta to start it off, with Kevin Cooey, the 4-time champion, against Aaron Sluchinski, the Alberta champion. Beat Cooey twice in the provincials, and what does he do here? Beats him again, bang bang, move him out as he goes on to the win. 3 straight wins against Cooey now for Sluchinski, who takes advantage of a Cooey team and Cooey himself that really did not have his draw weight early. Gushue, defending champion, opens with a win over Matt Manuel of Nova Scotia. Prince Edward Island pushed Mike McEwen in Saskatchewan, but they still picked up the win, and Jamie Cooey is a winner in his first against the rookie team from Quebec. And on this Saturday afternoon, we do say hello, Canada. Welcome back. Day 2 of our coverage. Montana's Brier. Joe's here. Russ is there. We'll hear from Kathy momentarily. There is a feeling if you're going to get the big guys, you go after them. Draw one, day one.
100%. You see it all the time. There was nearly 3 upsets last night. Canada was pushed right to the limit. Saskatchewan was pushed to the limit. And Cooey pushed over the edge.
Our attention now is on Pool A, and top of the pool, ranked number 1 in our country, number 2 in the world, Brendan Bottcher. Matt Dunstone, of course, last year's runner-up. And if you go with those 2 as your favorites, who's going to pick up that 3rd spot? And there's a bunch that could do it. Remembering, of course, in both pools, only the top 3 advance. So today it's all about Manitoba. Reid Carruthers against Matt Dunstone. Carruthers, he won the province, but he made a change, maybe about 8 weeks ago.
You have to give Reid Carruthers so much credit. I give him credit for being a great coach, but halfway through this season, he's got the great Brad Jacobs. Things aren't working out. He gets on the phone and says, "You Skip, why not?" Gold medalist Brad Jacobs, one of the best shot makers our country's ever seen. This team's changed directions because of that.
When it comes to Matt Dunstone, it's stuck in his craw, that loss a year ago to Gushue, but now he's had time to prepare.
Yeah, they got that pre-qualified spot at the end of last season, so they were able to plan everything towards this moment and this event. We know Matt Dunstone, he's an emotional guy. Being able to fill that mental tank, it's going to help him this week.
So that is our feature game. When we come back, it's a first look at Pool A, and it's all Manitoba from here at the Montana's Brier.
Season's been up and down. It was a little bit inconsistent. We're just looking to spark the offense a little bit and try to gain a little bit more consistency. And we thought that we would give it a try with myself back skipping, and everybody seems to be having a lot of fun and the dynamic is working out.
Very excited to play this version of them. Obviously Brad, is the type of player that, when he gets rolling, pretty tough to stop. So it just comes down to capitalizing on opportunities that present themselves.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
All the games this afternoon from Pool A. The only team not playing, Kathy, is Yukon's Thomas Scoffin, as we take a look at other games on the ice.
Well, for Catlin Schneider, he may be wearing BC colors this year, but he is very much a Saskatchewan boy, very excited about playing here. He's going to be taking on Scott Howard from Ontario, who won not only a tour event, but the province with 3. He's got 4 players that should help. That will be a tough contest. Northern Ontario's Trevor Bonneau, a rookie at the Brier. Well, he's taking on someone who has the most experience, maybe. James Grattan from New Brunswick. Will not be easy. And finally, one of the pre-tournament favorites coming in, Brendan Botcher from Alberta. What a year they have had. They take on Andrew Simmons from Newfoundland and Labrador.
Kathy's watching all of those. Let's meet the teams now, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. The Manitoba champions, they hail from the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg. It is Brad Jacobs, that is skipping. Carruthers at third, backed up by Connor Negevin and Derek Samagalski. From the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg, Matt Dunstone, a number 4 in our country, with Ryan Harnden, Colton Lott, and BJ Neufeld. So you see that Jacobs is out. He has the brush down. It means that Dunstone will have the hammer. So he has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones. And to get us underway, the lead for the Carruthers team is Connor Negevin.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Little wide.
Little Max.
Curl if anything. Curl if anything.
I don't think
Always Derek.
It's in the rings.
Go okay, go ahead. Bring it in then. Bring it in.
4 foot.
Make it good in here.
Audible here now, Joanne. They were thinking tight guard.
Yep.
It always to me sends a message when the skip wants to throw guard without hammer. He's comfortable. He's ready. They didn't get the guard, but kind of might help your strategy along in the first end.
Yeah, they're looking for that tight guard from the lead, and that practice just warms up the outside in path so much. You always think going away it might not be quite as good as coming home as they play and draw for hammer, but I've seen quite a few since yesterday just sliding a little bit deeper than they expect.
To the eye, it didn't look like he threw that very hard.
All right, the keys now for Team Carruthers.
Well, read fast for Reed Carruthers. 2 great teams, great ice. It's whoever picks up on it first. It's that simple. And the Jacobs factor, one of the best hitters of all time in Canada, in my opinion. Leave him something to raise.
Clean right to it. Just clean.
Good job, bud.
Roll time.
Nice weight.
And now the keys for Matt Dunstone.
Yeah, for Matt and company, they'll need to learn from each shot. First game of the event, there's going to be misses. You have to pass that information up the lineup and zero in as the game progresses. And use your sweepers. We saw very fast conditions to start off this event. When you're throwing draws, you want to be using that sweepers to keep your rocks above the tee line.
Keys to the game brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort. So that first stone slipping in changes the dynamic of this first.
Real normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. You know, Matt's in the driver's seat. He's got hammer. He'll blank 9 ends if somebody will let him.
Clean. Yep.
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 Hard.
Yep.
Whoa. Clean.
Atta boy. Nice shot.
Control weight.
I always wonder if you'll see as the week progresses, if that first rock goes in, what skips will put up the corner guard and go for it first end. But I'm not surprised. First end for both these teams. Kind of take that blank if you're the team with hammer.
Good.
Save a bit of time. You know you're going to be chatting a lot this game, sorting out the ice and the rocks.
Colton Lott goes back to his junior days with Matt Dunstone and their Canadian and World Junior titles.
Hey, Derek. Easy. Try the
5 rock rule, of course. 10 ends, minimum 38 minutes. Thinking time only 1/62nd timeout. That's the big change from a year ago when we had 2 90s. And of course, put it on that center line and you can't remove it until the 5th stone of the end. So last night, for example, we saw a team that we know sometimes will get into trouble with regards to the clocks. Kevin Cooey being really judicious when it comes to calling that timeout. He waited till he really needed it, and you're getting a lot of teams now forced to make decisions and then using that timeout only when they need it.
Yeah, when there used to be two, you could use one at any point in the game if you knew you were about to have a long discussion and you knew you had that second one for the 10th end, for the last rock, or last several rocks as you needed it. But now they just don't have that. So you start the 10th end, if you only have 2 minutes on your clock and no timeout, that's scary.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of missed shots because of that.
It's good. Just above the tee. 14, top 4, 6. Is that con? 14, 6. 14, 6.
Team Carruthers is changing turns here. A lot of the hits were outside in. Now, the last one was inside out. They rolled out and they're going inside out again. The only reason they're changing turns is to try to figure out the sheet. It's a veteran move. It's not like Reed Carruthers is going to flash this thing whichever turn, so you might as well learn all the spots.
We talk so much about mapping the sheet for speed. You watch what paths have been hit a few times by rocks, which ones are still fresh, making guesses at how the rock will travel, but you also talk about mapping the sheet for how the lines will run. Sometimes one side will curl more than the other. Sometimes it's straight to the inside out, to the wings. So it's a great way to get a read on it by switching up the turn on the hits.
Control. Be a little solid. Just clean. Clean. Yep. Yep. Good weight. Yep. Good. Toby.
It is interesting when you look across the ice and you saw that there Neufeld had played with Cooey. You know, as the curling stone turns, you have Ryan Harnden was Brad Jacobs formerly, right? When they won, they had those 2 brilliant years in 13 and 14, and now they're facing each other.
For a long time they played together.
Yeah. Good. 4 sheets in play on this Saturday afternoon.
Good boy, Ram. Thanks.
9th Brier appearance for BJ Neufeld.
A little harder. Little solid. Little more weight, just clean then. Little more weight. Whoa. Whoa. Curl a bit. You're just cleaning this. You're just cleaning this. Very nice. Trophy.
Gonna roll.
Okay, Reed got a little bit of curl here. Yeah. He had perfect weight. He had perfect weight. Yeah, it's nice speed.
15th Brier appearance for Brad Jacobs out of Sault Ste. Marie. All of the previous appearances for Northern Ontario.
Heavier than Reed.
You want to copy a flat foot curling delivery. That's the one right there. So solid, very square, relaxed throwing arm, good rotation. You just kind of know where it's going.
Throw. It's fine, Brad. I think that's throw this out. Sure. Yeah.
So provincial champions as they came through the Manitoba playdowns. They had a reasonable season. 36 and 25 on the tour. But unlike a team like Dunstone, they had to really grind their way to get there. And Dunstone saying that it's a real advantage, he believes, that all they could do for the last 6-7 weeks is just prepare. And we said quite often in that at the Scotties, Russ, how when you're on the road all the time, you really rarely have time to work on what's affecting your deficiencies.
Back tee's good.
Dunstone believes they have them all figured out.
Yeah, it's a real advantage when you're already in. You know, you're chasing points, so you're afraid to try to work on things during the year because you have to get those points or win your province, one or the other, to get yourself into the show. And they had that advantage. It's really big help.
I mean, you can see he won the Sioux Curlers Classic in Sault Ste. Marie. Dunstone did. 34 wins, 16 losses. And he thinks that they found that consistency that had been lacking.
Whoa! 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 Clean.
At the same time admitting, you know, it's a little he's a little anxious to play and get back on the, getting back on the field of play, as it were.
Yeah, not doing a lot there. Yeah.
Yeah, you work towards this event for so much of the year, and then even you travel to get here. There's a media day, and then you have your pre-event practice, and see Pool A starting on the second day of the competition. It feels really slow, but then when you finally get going, get through those first few ends, and then you can just play.
Final stone and looking for the blank. So up and down the sheet we go in this first. We'll put a blank on the board. It's all Manitoba. Carruthers, Dunstone on this Saturday afternoon. Montana's Brier. It's day 2. Montana's Brier from Regina, the Brent Center. Welcome back as we get our first look at teams in Pool A. And our feature all Manitoba with the team from the Granite, Reed Carruthers, and the team from the Fort Rouge, Matt Dunstone on the ice. We blanked the first. Once again, it's Dunstone playing Yellowstones with the last rock. And so center went up, corner from Dunstone, and now plugging that hole and really, as you say, choking off that side of the ice, that in-turn side. And here we go with the second lead stone for Dunstone, Ryan Harnden.
Yeah, that's a play you do not see very often from anybody, let alone Jacobs. The standard play is throw a second guard, stack the two down the middle, or go right around to the button, top button, leaving it buried. They've choked off the Dunstone corner guard at this point.
And around they go behind the center guard, top 4 center line.
14-7, 14-7-5.
Let's start our updates now with Newfoundland and Labrador's Andrew Simmons against the #1 team in the world, in our country, #2 in the world, Brendan Botcher.
Well, the red stone that you saw, that his second shot was the final stone thrown by Andrew Simmons against 3. Brendan Botcher came a little bit deep on his first one. That allowed Andrew to follow it down, so he is already shot, Brendan Botcher, but he does need a bite of the button in order to score 2.
Sweep for T, guys. Line's fine.
Botcher is the last Alberta team to win a Brier. That was in 21.
Line's fine. Yep. You're good. You're good. Great sweep, guys. Nice
wonderful.
Good shot. 2 yellows.
He was 40% on his hammer efficiency in last year's Brier in London, Ontario. So that's scoring 2 or more with last rock. So off to a great start. Colton Lott.
Heavy. Good. Whoa, then. Whoa. Clean.
Nice opportunity here already. By choking off the corner guard, Team Jacobs is forced to play to the middle, which is what he wants, trying to force your steal. But a chance to sit too early.
Any roll.
And rolling it away. Sitting 2. With the hammer, the last stone here in this second.
Probably just nosing it. Board.
You got it, buddy.
Some teams would freeze. Hit this dead on. If Dunstone hits it dead on, then there'll be a double.
Clean.
This rock will be higher.
Yep.
Yeah, freeze is scary. Only second end of the event. Got to make that pretty perfect to shut the end down.
9th Brier appearance for Derek Samagalski, throwing the second stones for Carruthers. And he's going to roll it underneath. Oh, how lovely is that? Just that soft touch.
Yeah, close. Sorry, just a touch.
Nice audible from the skipper there. That was supposed to be a nose. It wasn't going to. It was going to roll maybe half under, so they got off it and put it in a nice spot.
That's the best shot.
2 other games were blanks. BC and Ontario with last rock there in Northern Ontario. And the team from the Fort William, Trevor Bonneau against James Groton.
This line right now are heavy.
How heavy?
Back 4, back 8.
Chisel this?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yep.
You can touch this just a little bit, maybe. Chisel it, he said.
Yeah, they were hoping to get to the nose of the yellow and release the red.
It's not that far off speed-wise.
Okay, Cole.
It's not bad.
Terrible.
Nip the yellows.
Yeah.
Just make the double, eh?
I don't think in second goals, but maybe.
Yeah, it'll go. How much do you have? You have enough to throw smooth?
Probably.
I was kind of thinking like normal. Normal. I like
Okay.
normal, Reed.
Normal.
Double around that. There's Stone on the button.
It's a tough one, Joanne, isn't it? Because you'd like to throw softer weight to get by the guard, get some curl to make the double, but if you hit it too thin, you're not going to make the double if it's softer weight.
And the speed, you need to hit everything you can see, and don't want to crash on the front here.
Connor Negative trying to get by now. Help it over. Samogalski. Here we go. Bang, bang. And around. Now, has it got enough to push it out the back?
Okay, that's fine.
Not
Good
quite.
throw.
It'll push it to the back 12.
Shot, Ram.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They just hit it a hair thin, jammed it, and didn't have the speed.
So I want to go back. You see that red stone there on the left-hand side? That was the stone that Carruthers put up to choke off going behind that yellow for Dunstone. So everything now is down this out-turn side. Now we know why Carruthers did it. But in effect, are you not hurting yourself a little bit too by doing that? Because you're only playing half the sheet.
So's the other guy. I don't think so, Vic. I think the plan was to drag the play into the center. So if Jacobs can out curl Dunstone this end, it's going to be a steal or a force of some kind.
Now where will this roll? So pushing it back and far enough. No, it'll hang on too. But for the moment, it is Dunstone sitting 2.
It's interesting, the finesse weight. So just that lighter weight tap shots, they're not finishing as much as we expect them to.
Good speed here, Reed. Yeah, full pop.
Lots of curl on the draws, but anything a little heavier is running a lot straighter than expected.
Either roll is buried or make the soft weight double. Or both.
Make it both.
Curl.
Here's to your point, Joanne. You just assume this is going to bust across.
I don't know. Yep. Keep going.
Now what do you do with it? And they
Try, Ram.
just avoid making that double.
Try to roll this like half under.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll fully under is good too.
Board.
Board?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll have to get a roll here. Just have to be mindful of the jam on the back yellow for Dunstone.
So half under versus full under, Joe. I mean, you would think they'd say one or the other. Why are they taking both?
Fully under is pretty close to jamming. So tolerance here is you nose it and you sit your 2. The opposition still has to make the double. Don't make it for them.
Really heavy.
A lot of rocks to your point, though, Vic, down this side. It's getting straighter and straighter.
Hard roll.
They'll roll it away. Now watch that jam. They'll avoid that. Still sit the 2. So ready for Skip Stones and Jacobs first. Kathy, when we talked with Brad, remember this team, we saw them at the points bet. They won for a second straight year, and we thought this is going to be a golden season. But then it turned out they had a bad stretch. I think it was maybe October, November. They lost 9 games in a row over a course of a couple of events. That's when the calls were made. That's when the decision was made.
Well, and I think that when Brad Jacobs joined the team, he said, he fully was prepared to play third. He was starting to really enjoy it. He felt that he was brushing better and embracing the position, but it clearly wasn't working. And he just feels that he is a natural skip. And so to move into that role, it was just a natural segue. And the results, I don't think anybody that looked at this team is surprised that this man is throwing last rock.
And it was Carruthers who made the call to Sault Ste. Marie and said, look, I think for the betterment of the team, you should take over.
Well, and props to Reed, because there's not a lot of players that would do that.
And look at that, makes the double. So that's what you've come to expect. And when he hung up the phone, Jacobs said to Reed, I'm proud of you. And then they've moved on since then and won the Manitoba Championship.
That's brilliant. Big weight hitting ability.
Yeah.
You see it from just about every player now, but Jacobs is one of the very best.
I still chuckle. We've told the story before, but when they were together in those really glory days of 13 and 14, and they were trying their run backs from the hog line.
Yeah.
They were making hog line run
Like
backs.
this over the draw?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I think so. Control. Yeah, control. Roll it back 8 into there somewhere. Okay.
Lots of real estate to roll
Like
to
too
here
much
for
ice
Matt.
still? I thought so, but yeah.
I thought they
I think I
might
need a
play
little
the
less.
come around, but
Yeah, you wouldn't ignore, huh?
I think they're respecting the hitting ability of Brad Jacobs.
Yeah, and if they're not entirely sure where to put the broom to get buried, this might seem a bit easier. Anything on the right-hand side of center line.
Good weight.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Good weight.
I'm thinking out loud here for
Yeah,
us.
whoa,
The roll
whoa.
here is the key, right? I mean, if
Yes.
you go
Wait.
deep,
Curl.
does that open the
Hard
door
pull.
for
Curl.
Hard, cold.
For sure.
Jacobs?
Hard.
Go, 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 go.
Hard.
Go, go, go. Hard.
And he'll roll it underneath, but it is back edge of the 4.
Throw. Very good throw.
Away, Matt. He can throw.
Okay, so if we're getting to here, like I'm thinking like somewhere in like this range, like Derek through here. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I think that's
Do you-
perfect.
do you think that's
perfect.
min?
No, that's perfect.
That was the danger with that shot. You rolled behind the tee line.
Well, that's my question, Joe. So you could have ignored it and just drawn it there yourself, left it top 4.
Like 15.
Now he's got a tough draw too, but you've allowed this is the out now for Carruthers and Jacobs.
I think you want to be right down on
Yeah,
it.
I think
Okay, bud.
the best result is come around, bite the top 4 foot, but then that's a pretty short run back on that guard. So you come a little deeper, then you leave the freeze, and then how do you get your 2? It might be a force because the rings are so shut down. I didn't mind the call, but you're always going to leave Brad Jacobs this draw.
Which might be the tougher shot for Brad Jacobs.
So that's what we spoke about. They had that bad streak, and look what they've done since they made the switch to Jacobs skipping and throwing 4th stone.
Easy line.
Liked it. I kind of liked
Easy
it.
line.
Weight's pretty good. Top 4. Rev. Line's
Line's
okay, Rev.
okay.
Weight's good. Line's
Line's
good.
good.
Line's good. Rev.
Line's
Final
good
stone
now.
for Jacobs.
Weight's close. Line's great.
Weight's
good. Top back
Curl
4.
distance. Curl distance.
Line's great.
Curl distance.
Here they go.
There for speed. We're there.
Curl. Curl.
Magalski,
Gotta go.
Negevin.
Gotta go. Right to it. Right to it.
And right
Go,
to
go,
it.
go, 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 go.
They're going to couple a little light. Let's drop in on
boy.
Simmons,
Good job, bud. Good
Botcher,
job.
and pressure for the skip from Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, for 2 ends in a row, he's faced 3, but this time he has the hammer.
back 4.
He tried to freeze on his first. He just
Back
tapped
4.
it back a bit, enough that Brendan was able to pick it out. And so trying to replicate his first shot, come down to the face of the stone for the single.
Stay on it. Stay on it.
In a second Brier appearance, and to it for a single for Andrew Simmons. In 19, in Brandon, he went 0-7.
We're asking for just a little under it.
They were concerned about the line partway down. They weren't too concerned about the speed, and then it just kind of came off hog line in and did not get quite to the freeze. Well buried in a good location. If this angle raise is missed, this is for 2.
This is the guess, though, first game. Where do you put the broom? How's this going to run?
Oh, true.
You know, maybe again, we've said often, if you're going to try something, do it now, do it early, right?
That's really the only choice here.
Hard.
Lot, hard. Neufeld calling line, coming back, and they'll kill their own. And boy, I don't think they expected that. 1 maybe, but not that. 2, steal of 2 in the second. Carruthers. Four sheets in play on this Saturday afternoon. Day 2 of our coverage. Montana's Brier. This is Pool A. 8 of the 9 teams only. Thomas Scoffin from Whitehorse. The Yukon not playing. And our features all Manitoba. The Carruthers team skipped by Brad Jacobs out of the Granite in Winnipeg against Manitoba's Dunstone from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. And a steal of 2 as the Carruthers team on top. Once again here in 3, it is Dunstone with the last rock. They have the hammer. playing the Yellowstone.
Well, the most exciting shot in curling, that run back, anything can happen. You know, that's maybe 3/4 of an inch higher. It's a 2 instead of a steal at 2 out of nowhere.
That swing hurts. I mean, that Dunstone's team went from sitting 2 in the rings to Jacobs makes a nice double, makes a nice draw, and what a turnaround.
Not bad, is it?
4. Can you hit it? Can you hit it?
Yeah,
Come
a
on.
little bit. Stop.
Hit it quick. Okay, off.
4-ish.
Trying to
I gave him a little less ice, but just
lined
couldn't
up
keep
here.
it.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
just like-
you can keep it out.
Board.
It's fine, bud.
Board.
So it's interesting to see how teams approach trying to generate multiple points. Some teams will stack those corner guards, have 2 on the same side, 1 tight, 1 long. Dunstone obviously choosing to split them.
I think there's more and more teams going back to splitting them. For a while, there was almost exclusively stacking on the same side.
Easy.
It's a personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah, and I like the logic that split, you always leave yourself a draw on the other side.
Really gotta go. Hard! Hard! Hard!
And roll it over and opens up the shot rock. So last year's Brier, Dunstone gives up only 3 stolen points the entire event. And there in the second, he gives up 2.
Splitting center. Okay.
It's hard on the psyche because your brain's just flying game 1. You know, there's so many things going on. You're not settled into a routine yet. You just give that 2 away. When you're thinking in the hack, I might score. It's certainly 1 and possibly 2.
Wait's good. Yep. Gotta go. Yep. Hard, boys. Hard read. Wait's good. Hard read. Hard. Hard. Come on, go. Hard.
Good. Okay. That's pretty good. Nice shot.
Carruthers.
Good sweep.
Fine, good shot.
You know, there's the other thing too. You know, we heard Jacobs, tell us that he thought he was getting comfortable at third with the brushing. Now Carruthers, he has to suddenly start brushing a little bit more.
Yeah, and you know, all the coaching he's done too, you know, that stressful Scotties, and it's just, he has to be exhausted. The provincials men's before that.
Put a lot of miles or kilometers on the car.
Hard. Really gotta go. Hard.
Oh boy.
Brian Harden. Hey, he's going to touch anything. Going to get anything. Oh, just a little bit. And then all the way through.
Kind of start it. I think you go around Christmas tree maybe. Or
Like starting.
I kind of like Barbie.
Me too.
You like that?
Yeah. Like a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, this would be good speed here.
Yeah, you bet, Ram.
They
Tell
had
me
to
what you
give up
think
on
of this.
the- They're trying to hit roller way narrow, and they tried to get it thin enough to get the shot rock, and went right through the uprights. Nice chance here now for Carruthers. You heard the word Christmas tree. Maybe don't fully bury this, because then the shot rock will be exposed.
You can clean it. Line's good. 4. Line's good. Just for weight.
This is to Vic's point. Reed just swept one end to end.
This is heavy.
Derek's hit, and now he has to sit in the hack and throw a draw. That's a hard
Wait's good.
adjustment for someone who's not used to it.
Whoa.
Line's perfect.
Great shot, Reed.
Good judge, Con.
Good shot, Ram. Good judge.
That's really well done. Your heart rate doesn't recover fully in the 20 seconds you have in between shots, so you have to throw with your heart rate elevated. That can be hard to dial in your feel.
So they tell me.
Well, 100th career Brier game. Congratulations, BJ Neufeld.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Hard.
Double them off.
1, 2, and we'll leave one there covering the 8 foot. It opens up shot rock.
Very good, Ram.
Just haven't been able to get on the front foot, have they, Dunstone? They've been chasing.
Right there.
Could throw the same, probably.
You see
I'm
that a
good
lot
at
with
this,
the
Brad.
5 Rock row, great
I'm
ice
okay
with
with
great
this.
players. You know, the team that's now up to can really apply pressure. If they
Play the
keep
side we
getting
know
them in
already.
good spots, then Dunstone just has tough shots.
And you take the time to put up those 2 corner guards.
Same is fine. I hit that
And then
pretty hard,
if the opposition's playing well, they've put their rocks in a good spot in the middle that they have to be addressed.
Kathy?
Well, Vic, remember when we were talking to Brad, one of the things that he said in accepting the responsibility to skip this team is that he does not believe that there is a concrete way and the best approach determined yet with this 5 rock rule. And he asked the team to be open to risk and to open to trying different things, because there just isn't a hard and fast rule of what one must do to be successful.
Never done that?
Good shot.
It's almost like almost a daily or a game-by-game experimentation
Sorry, guys.
for him. But yeah, he open-minded.
Do you like control?
But shot rock is available.
Yes, it is, Vic.
Do you like control at all?
Wasn't really close to getting enough curl.
It's a long way to roll. So I gave it to him back. Pardon me? Pete's chirping, so I fed it back to him.
Clean. Good weight.
Whoa.
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 Clean. Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Hard.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Shot.
And we'll finally settle.
There he goes around.
Shot rock.
I can throw
I think he's showing a little bit on that wide in-turn side.
Yeah. Okay, so let's think about this, because you just made a really good point. We go around our red. I mean, we go here. Where's he going? He can probably. Then we got to make a run.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That run is.
Yeah.
So then this is probably the call. And
Well, if you make the draw, where's he going?
the only other thing is we could play the run, but then he's still playing an offensive shot.
Half.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that.
Well, you just hit it out. He draws. You draw around.
I
the
know.
red.
All I'm saying, you ever tick that in, that's bad. That's all. And
sure,
it
yeah.
is there.
We have a pretty good idea of what it does, though.
All right.
What weight would you play at that?
Well, I would play hack.
Whatever
weight.
you see,
Sure.
Brad.
Yeah, I like that.
Solid.
I don't
hack.
think there's anything
Well, this is
silly
a-
out wide.
Solid.
I like that.
This is a dynamic too, getting to know each other, right? And leaving him alone. And it's interesting. Here are the all-time games played. Who's in the field? Duju, Nichols. Well, Len Howard's on the bench as a coach. Will he see time? I don't know if his knees will allow it. Lang is coaching here. Hebert, Fry's retired now. Russ, you're not going to play for sure. And then the Hardens and Jacobs. Oh, but it's 6 of them. That's 6 players still on the ice and competing at the Montana's Brier.
It was 100% of the world men's, Vic. I never only threw one shot and made it.
Let's go over and
Wait's
check
good.
on Scott Howard now, throwing skip stones after the first 2 blanks.
Well, a bad break for Catlin Schneider on his final stone. He double stuffed the double attempt, took out all of his own in play, and left 2 Ontario stones. So this is a draw to the paint for 3.
Meanwhile, Jacobs makes his takeout, does not hold the shooter. And this is an open draw for 3 for Ontario and Howard out of the Penetanguishene Curling Club. BC, Catlin Schneider from the Victoria Curling Club.
Let's give you a pound less than I gave you on this draw on the first day.
Yeah, just think draw the button.
Okay.
What's the key here, Joe, to be not as deep as you were at that the first draw around?
Yeah, but like to be above the T line, but you also want that maximum separation, so the run back's harder for Brad Jacobs.
Line's tight.
Just touching the T line, top 4.
Line's good.
Line's closed.
Top room.
Once again, Dunstone with last rock, down by a couple as we play here in 3.
Top 4. Top 4.
Line's good. Just above the tee. Line's
top
good
four
for just
depth.
above the tee. A little bit. A little bit, Cole.
Yep.
How do you like that?
Control. Great sweep.
So on this one, though, like I would rather we can be back 4 and if we
Never got it lost the back end here.
So I'll try to be patient.
Okay, new path. Okay. Do you think that's too much?
That's a little much. I think you can go like this, Brad.
three choices here. You could follow that down, but you'd have to freeze in the corner. You could play the run back, but it's a yellow onto yellow, and you could stuff on it where Reed's standing at the back. So I think this is the best play. If you ever bury it, you might end up stealing one here.
Yeah, good toss, bud.
You like Joanne?
Yeah, I like this, and that guard is so tight. If they can manage to get under, the chase won't be there. All of a sudden, a steal could come out of nowhere.
If that was a red guard, I think he'd run it back, but not yellow.
Two to one, Botcher leads Simmons, and chance for a bunch here.
Well, for Andrew Simmons, again, phase 3 on his final. Tried to remove a couple, only got one, but the stone that he got is not shot stone. So for Brendan Botcher, looking for a bite of the 8 foot for 3.
Ooh, gets it by. Here we go. Here we go. And that brushing, they had to brush it to get it by. It slips now to the back edge of the 4.
14-3. Back 4 now. Nice botch.
Nice botch with a bunch.
Sorry, Mara, that was a bad guess.
3 more.
Good. Sorry, botch. Oh, all good.
I got seam in your hand. I thought it might be hair last. I just wasn't sure what the spot probably was. We just swept the same spot.
Great line on Brad Jacobs. His last. Just barely gets by that tight guard.
They stayed off it as long as they possibly could because it was a little deep.
Give you a pound more?
Do you think you can tap that for 2, Joanne? I doubt it.
I don't think so. I think this is a draw for 1. It's so overburied.
What's I think same weight?
I like the same weight.
Same? Yeah.
Now you've got that wide angle run, the one on the Montanas on the left, but you know, to try something like that now after having given up 2, you need one here. You need to settle yourself down, no?
That's so early, Joanne, isn't it?
Yeah, get your one now. Keep the game within striking distance.
Final stone. It's drawing against the shot rock, sitting back edge of the 4, so it needs a good piece of the red.
Line's really good.
Lot, left, Harnden, right. BJ Neufeld.
Line's good, guys.
Calling line.
14-3, probably here.
Wait, Matt.
Good throw, Matty.
Shot, Matt. Wait, good throw.
Right to the pin. Very nice. So Dunstone settles himself, draws for the single. 2-1, Carruthers. They'll have last rock when we come back. Oh, they got it. Snuck it by 2. Oh, and how nice is that? Very pretty. Is there a 3 here to be had for Team Canada? Walker with it all the way. Have you got your 3? Yes, you do. Needs to put some pressure back on Brad Gushue. Can you kick this over? Can you get over? There you come. There you go. There you go. How's that? Again, feathered it and then picked it. Oh, goodness. The wind is in the rings for Manitoba. It's got to come down for them. Got to come down for them to sit down to become Canadian champions again. And 5 for Gushue. And of course, remember the battle of the brothers. The Harnden brothers facing off against each other. Matt Dunstone last year went perfect through the round robin and then took out Botcher. Then took out Botcher again before hooking up with Gushue in that championship final. Will we have a rematch? Well, it's Gushue opened up with a win last night against Nova Scotia. Now in opposite pools. And this should be very special this evening when we join you again at 7 Eastern time. Gushue on the ice. This building should be loud and proud for Mike McEwen in Saskatchewan, coming off their win over Prince Edward Island. 7 Eastern time tonight as we continue day 2 of Montana's Brier. So Dunstone and the team from the Fort Rouge on the board with their single. And here in the fourth, first time in the game, it's Team Carruthers with Last Rock playing the Redstones.
Team Dunstone, that intern freeze just bounced off that top red, and there's a yellow double there. Jacobs decided not to play, keeping the front open.
Good line. Good line. Go ahead. Want to be tight half on this line. We are. Got to curl. Hard to stop on this line.
Come on, keep going. Keep going.
Hard.
Keep going.
Good. Very nice.
Shot.
Do you ever like that or no? Then he loops.
They didn't get much of a response, did he? Do you like it though, Russ? Is it there?
Yeah, the double's there. It's if you don't get it perfect, you might take out your own shot wrong, and then you leave the center guard. You're one up with Hammer here, so I don't think this is wrong at all, Joanne.
Shot, Derek.
No, I wonder if it was tied, if we'd see a different call.
Oh, true.
Get it on the nose and spread it out like
What if
two.
we get onto like half of this here? Or you're just tapping that a bit, right?
Yeah.
Unlock that a hair.
Well, that's a good idea. And there's an easy double.
He's got this double then.
Pardon me?
Right.
He's got this double then.
Yeah, as long as we get this down into here.
Okay.
John, like T-line?
Okay.
And you tap it far enough, there won't be double. A tap it a couple inches is a disaster.
I like T-line weight. Just bumping the red.
Okay.
It's always hard
See
to
this intern?
get a force set up with no guards,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
The hitting ability at this level.
Yes. That's the reason Carruthers did what they did.
It's that cat and mouse, though. Throw one more guard, and then they probably go after that double,
Yeah.
and then they've got two in the rings under cover.
Yeah, it's when do you make the move, and if you only knew what the other skip was thinking.
Back four. Line's good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Back four. Back eight. Back four. Back eight. Back eight. Clean. Yep. Back four. Hard guys to pick. Hard.
Oh, this grabs something.
Hard. Hard.
Harnden on the carry and unlocks them. Still leaves the Manitoba Carruthers stone shot rock top four.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Okay.
It's gonna dead jam.
If that goes, or you hit and roll.
You might drag it so hard it. Yeah, that's not a taking a thin quarter on the top, right? You see anything else? Okay.
I like that.
Red's going there, but because they're going to hit it on this side, it'll influence and kick it this way a little bit.
You got her, bud.
They're so close together, virtually frozen, so that red will go more to the right than it looks like it is now. Bit of drag. Has to hit it thin to do that, though.
Great Carruthers.
Yep. Really got to go, Con.
Yep.
Really got to go.
Picked up early.
We're going.
Connor Negevin.
Really.
And will lose the race stone. Lose the shooter.
Shot, Rab.
Sitting two at the moment with Last Rock.
A little thinner. That top yellow would have squirted right out of the rings.
I like firm.
See it here. He hits a lot of this yellow, so therefore it doesn't go very far.
That may be the blank flying out the window if they weren't able to remove that one.
Oh, true. So you can sit three here.
BJ Neufeld, some late licks, and we'll get them both. And they sit three without Last Rock. All right, Kathy, 3 straight blanks, but we've got something now here in the fourth. It's like they've saved everything for this one.
Well, and a huge opportunity for Trevor Bonneau and the Northern Ontario team. It's a draw for 4. Two great shots by Mike McCarville, the third for Northern Ontario, burying in the forefoot. And on James's final stone, he was trying to navigate a skinny port. It hung out. He wound up raising a Northern Ontario stone, not in for a counter, but did not get shot. Looking for forefoot.
Attaboy. Good shot, Trev.
Wow, there it is. Four it is, indeed.
Attaboy. Them boys.
From the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay.
Okay.
Probably same.
Three of the members are rookies here. Only Mike McCarville,
I think it's pretty good all the way across.
with the throwing the third stones, had been here before in 14 with Jeff Curry. That was the Olympic year, of course. Jacobs didn't play in Northern Ontario that year. McCarville saying, I thought he'd be back every year, and then Jacobs came back.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. Like, I'll wait now till he goes into another province.
Or a little more? I think that wing was quicker than what you threw on the draw. I think you can go with what you threw on your last one.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. Good try, Botch. 14-5.
Nice opportunity here for Matt.
Good sweep, guys.
And try to come around their rock that's at the top of the rings and narrow down the scoring area. Just don't want to slide behind the tee line. If they do, there's a chance for Brad Jacobs to set up a skips two.
If he kills the top one, it's like...
Clean if you can.
Tee line right now.
You got room. Room.
Tee.
Line's good.
Top four.
Still room. Tee line's rock.
Tee.
Line's good. Tee.
We are.
Needs to be higher than tee.
Skip Stone's here in 4.
Always
Matt Dunstone.
Just top 4 depth. A little bit cold. Whoa.
5-1. Alberta Botcher leads.
And Andrew Simmons facing 3 again. He has every single time. He has sat in the hack, but this time he has the opportunity for the nose hit for the single, but has to stick.
Good boy, attaboy, 6.
No, don't roll too far. And it will sit. There's the single for Simmons out of the Remax Center, the St. John's Curling Club.
Yeah, roll it. Fighting the back of the 8-foot's the best
Simmons
shot.
won a 9-team provincial with a win over Greg Smith, 7-5 in the final.
What's your weight here?
All right, over to BC and Caitlin Schneider out of Victoria against Scott Howard from Penetanguishene, Ontario.
And this entire end, it has been all BC, lying 2 or 3 after every shot. And Scott Howard faced 2 biters. He got rid of 1, but there still is 1 on the rings with Scott not rolling in. And so this is a draw for 2.
And it's his first draw of the game, Kathy. Remember now, this team, Caitlin Schneider taking over the skipping duties for Jacques Gauthier, who led the team last year, and Gauthier now playing with Kevin Cooey.
Gotta go, Derek.
And he's just from up the road here. He's just from Edenwold, Saskatchewan, which is just northeast of Regina, so it's a homecoming for him.
Pound up, 2 weight, guys.
Just heavy, yep.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy. Just strong, yeah. He was trying to throw probably
buddy.
Quite a bit extra speed there. Almost missed it.
It's probably max.
Same throw for you, eh?
Yeah.
Almost got to be like back line-ish, or you're not going to get curl. That hung there forever. Quite a bit more than he wanted, but did not curl much.
Yeah, I'd expect we'll see them tighten up the ice soon and involve the sweepers a bit more. I feel like everyone's having to carve on those finesse weight hits. So Matt will be looking for a similar placement, maybe a little bit more undercover if they can.
You got a bit more room on this.
Line's a little left.
Room.
Top button.
Room.
Easy if you can. T. Top button.
Line's good. Room, Bill. Always Colton.
Colton's rock.
Always Colton.
Colton's rock.
Let me go. Go then.
Take it to T.
Hard, Colt.
Take it to T.
Yeah, you can take this right to T.
Hard.
And here they go, trying to take it down behind their own and take it not quite to the tee, edge of the 4. But there's your
14-7-2 on that one, Kevin.
sitting 3, and Jacobs quick to just tap the pin. That's what he'll try and draw.
Well played in by Team Dunstone, and Matt himself, 2 really good throws.
Good toss, Brad. Put it on the tee. Yep. I have good. There.
So winner of the Brier in 13 for Northern Ontario. Now
Weight's pretty good.
Okay.
Line's great.
Line's
representing Manitoba and trying to win Manitoba's first
Think you can clean it.
Brier since
Weight's good.
2011 and Jeff Stout.
Good.
Go.
Shot, Brad.
And that will do to pick up a single as he faced 3 to extend the lead. Dunstone will have the hammer when we come back. Our first look at teams from Pool A. The only team not on the ice, Thomas Scoffin from Yukon. Welcome back. Day 2 coverage. Montana's Brier from Regina. The 4th time the Brier has been played here at the Brant. Last was in 18. That was a win by Gouju. Previous winners Jean-Michel Menard in 06 and Vic Peters all the way back in 1992. 3-1. The Carruthers team leads it. So it's Matt Dunstone from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. Once again has the hammer, playing their Yellowstones here in 5.
Shot
Really well played force for Team Dunstone. They made a lot of shots last end. Now they've changed it up, Joanne. They've gone stacked the 2 corner guards on the same side.
It's good.
You got good, yeah.
4.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying both.
Yeah.
3.
Some teams will experiment throughout the year and keep track of
Three,
which
four.
ways generated the multiple
Weight's all
score.
there. We're almost in, guys.
I think with that tight corner, whether it was on purpose or not, you couldn't really split the rings without leaving a double. So there's lots of space to stack them up on the same side.
I think so. Board weight.
Did they want that a little higher and more towards center line?
Yeah, for sure.
If anything, they would have preferred to overcurl that and show the other side so that this hit and roll behind cover wouldn't be available.
Colton Lott.
Whoa, a little heavy. Whoa, girl. Clean. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard roll.
Can you roll it over? And not quite. But there, again, you know, it's how often do you say it's what you leave, right? And that, to Joe's point, if he overcurls, that particular shot isn't there, right?
Right.
Throw a bump.
Yeah, they nearly rolled it underneath 2 guards.
It's pretty gradual.
Just a little.
Yeah, now with that under rolling, if this nose hit is made, that chokes off the whole side. So again, there it would have been better to over roll and show the piece on the other side. Those hit and rolls are so precise, though.
Oh, they are.
Curl.
Brothers.
Whoa.
Negevin.
Straight.
Now holding it up. Negevin.
Straight. Whoa. Nice shot. Good boy.
We saw
Call, Brad.
Connor, of course, at the
Yeah, great.
Scotties. He was coaching his wife, Celine, and also Caitlin Laws.
Probably that one for now, eh? Okay.
Busy time for a lot of these players on the road.
Board weight. Heavy board.
Just trying to get this edge on edge. Red wanted to open up the corner guard later if they get a chance.
Clean up. Heavy. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Now, where's this going to roll to? And underneath, just that little bit. Out turn side showing.
Sweet Pete.
The upturn with normal.
Okay.
You like that? Clean up. Heavy. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. No.
Just about as good as you could do.
Very nice.
Shot Colt.
7-8.
And showing on that right-hand side, you can't chase this yellow or else it's jamming all day, so forces the run back. It is a short one, but...
A lot of rocks missed wide here, even some guards. Reed missed a guard here almost completely on the high side, so he doesn't want to poke this out on his release.
11th appearance for Reed Carruthers. Back-to-back wins in the points bet, 22 and 23. What do you got? And now will this settle down behind that guard? He'll spill it. Leaves that to Stone, though, covering the edge of the 4.
Nice shot, Reed.
It's stubborn there, isn't it? It just, that I thought he was close to the broom by the judgment call, the sweeping call, and he added any weight, and it still didn't curl enough. There you go.
I think so. Yeah.
Would have loved to have stuck that run back, because now we've got the double corners that'll be utilized. I thought they might even ignore this shot rock and just play the straight come around for now.
Early enough.
Good way. Clean. Clean.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Clean up. Yes! Curl.
Colton Lott now help it over. Arndon.
Okay.
You get the roll? Nope, right on the nose.
And that other side is so straight with the out turn, seeing a little bit more movement with these interns.
Bumper con.
Now we were on sheet C right beside last night.
Yeah,
Wasn't the out turn side also running a little bit straight?
Yeah, we
similar.
Thought it was kind of tilted towards D on C, and I believe it looks kind of similar shape on B as well, where we are today.
Absolutely.
Right. Good day.
You're on fire.
A little heavy.
Stay close.
In fact, that I even remember yesterday.
Curl.
Heavy.
Curl.
Curl.
Where are we going? Nowhere.
That was firmer than his first one, and they got some curl there for sure.
A little hard. I think the broom's close if I have the right weight.
Same weight.
Control.
BJ Neufeld
Clean. A little more.
playing the last of the third stones here in this
Clean.
fifth.
Curl. Clean.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Clean. Whoa.
Hard.
Oh, how nice.
Attaboy, Beach.
Boy, is that pretty.
It really is.
And that's under a couple. The long one, the tight one.
I think that just gives them. Clean. Really just like this. Whoa.
Hard.
So they're really zeroing in on how these paths are running now. That's two very precise hit and rolls made by Team Dunstone this end.
That lineup of yellow.
And in front of the tee line, so you freeze in the corner. You run the risk of A, not being shot rock, or being an inch open so they can hit it and sit two.
Lock this on the corner, boys.
This is a really specific shot here at Russ. I'd almost be tempted to just come around the middle. You have so much more room to work with.
That's what they did last time. Yeah, absolutely.
Because if they're not right on the corner glued to it, it's no good.
Not at all.
Down here.
Well, Northern Ontario opened up with 4 in the fourth, and more pressure now on James Grattan in a 16th Brier appearance out of New Brunswick.
Well, you were talking about this sheet. This is what we showed last night, that straight spot on the outside. James Grattan got caught on his first one, played in that path. It did not move at all. He went through and missed everything. Trevor Bonneau then just drew into lie 3. So this is a draw to the lid against 3.
And this side will curl.
Joel Kratz, Paul Dobson, Andy McCann. Oh my goodness. And it crashes in front, and Northern Ontario stretches it now. Steal 3, 7-0 after 5. Stone first from Jacobs, looking to put it right on the corner. And they're coming around. And he'll be shot rock, just T-line.
Good throw.
Absolutely what Joanne was saying, Vic, you know, the odds of putting that on the corner, look like that's only a foot heavy from 146 feet away. It's just about useless.
For curl, I mean.
I guess if he rolled to right here.
Could just roll this to right here too, Beach.
Makes it a little bit awkward. Then he's got the roll.
Okay. Yeah, I think let's try and get to the 12 foot here.
Over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it has to be board to make that, right?
Yeah.
How's board right there look to you?
Board, I mean, you can throw hack if you want to.
Yeah. I think hack's going to be a little easier to manage.
Hack, you're just going to probably get back to
yeah,
here.
perfect, I think.
If you like hack, I like it.
How's hack right
The roll here, they talk about rolling here, but that gives Jacobs a roll underneath. You could roll here, Jacobs could freeze, so they're actually going to try to roll right across over into this type of area. They can afford to be aggressive with the roll, because even if you roll out, that other yellow's in such a wonderful spot.
Speed will be nice in here, eh?
Normally you'd say you can't roll out, but how does Jacobs get that yellow one? So be aggressive here. Try to roll farther than not far enough.
It's the battle of the Buffalo. Two Manitoba teams on this Saturday afternoon. Montana's Brier.
Hack, a little solid.
Heavy hack.
Whoa. Solid.
Clean.
Clean.
Dunstone's first.
Hair solid.
Whoa. Clean. Yeah.
Whoa. Still up.
Yep. Heavy.
Whoa. Almost
Yep.
board.
Yep. Yes.
And now where are you rolling to?
How your shot?
Very nice.
And he finally sits back 12 to sit the 2.
Perfect. Just closer to board, eh?
Yeah, you're probably board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good with no more than easy.
Okay.
Great spot.
It's a concession basically of 2 here, Joe.
Yeah, you can't risk playing it come around, having it sit open, and potentially giving up 3 here if you're Brad Jacobs. So we'll just look for the nose here.
Yeah, you bet.
What kind of weight?
Easy, but it'll probably be a little less than easy would be my
toss, buddy.
Clean, clean,
No.
clean.
Whoa!
Clean.
Clean.
Yeah.
You can see Simogalski saying weights up. Negevin.
Yep. Hard, no roll.
And we'll roll it. And he'll roll the center line back 12. So come get
That would
me.
have been hard to see.
Or do you draw just for make
Nice
the
shots,
draw
bud.
for 2?
Like that draw the most, or
Yeah, we know it.
know this one?
Yeah, the draw you know the best.
Yeah, if you flirt back there,
Yeah.
possibly roll out,
Like,
right?
this is
Yeah,
your
oh,
draw
yeah.
button speed. Okay.
Yeah, usually
Exact same
prefer to throw to the middle, more rings to work with. You can show the skip, the button, but in this situation, you have to go a little bit wider to get around this off-center guard. And coming the other way, you have a port to navigate. So opting for the path that they're more familiar with here.
Heading towards the 5th end break and looking to draw a piece of the white, a little bit of the 8-foot for 2.
More line
Matt
than we've had.
Dunstone in his last. That was the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. Lot
Line's
left.
nice for here.
Hard and right. BJ Neufeld managing the house.
Yeah, you can't hurt it, guys. Can't hurt it. Nice shot, Matty. Good
Yeah,
sleep.
nice shot indeed. 4-2. So we'll go to the break. We're all even on this Saturday afternoon.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Reed Carruthers. Tentative start, I thought, by both teams. As we go to the break now in a 3-3 tie as we check the numbers after 5, Joe.
Yeah, we talk about Brad Jacobs and his run back, his hitting ability, but it was a come around in the second end, forcing Dunstone to an angle slash. He missed, gave up that big steal at 2 to start, and we're finally at even with Matt Dunstone making a great draw to tie it up. BJ Neufeld with a pretty big edge on Reed Carruthers at the moment.
Matt Dunstone out of the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg, last year's runner-up And it will be Carruthers that does have the hammer when we come back. Numbers after 5 brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. The Brandt Centre originally opened back in 1977, some 6,000 seats, home of the Regina Pats of the Western Hockey League. And when you come to the Brier, you can always take home a souvenir such as a slider doll. It's always part of the experience of coming to the Montana's Brier. Kathy, why don't you bring us up to date on the other games?
Well, we talked about Catlin's double stuff. That really hurt, but what made the difference is David Mathers has made some very nice test shots today. Our feature sheet, we've talked about the draw weight of Brad Jacobs. It is really worth noting. Trevor Bonneau, that big four that they managed to be patient and wait for. James Grattan forcing all the play in the house early against a rookie may have cost him. And then for poor Simmons, has been facing 3 almost every time he sat in the hack. And that Brendan Botcher team, well, Brendan right now is a perfect 100%.
On this Saturday afternoon, all these games from Pool A. Tonight we'll be back with you with Pool B play. And our feature will be Saskatchewan against the defending champions, Team Canada, Brad Gouger. So we're tied at 3. We go to 6. And Manitoba's Reed Carruthers out of the Granite Winnipeg with last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstone. Great look at it. Up at the center, around goes Carruthers, and then in comes Harnden.
Third one, 14-4. Top 8.
Nice 2 by Dunstone with only set up because of the nice force the end before. They've turned it around here.
Rate's good.
Connor Negevin in a 5th Brier appearance.
Top 8.
Having played with Carruthers, Jason Gunlickson.
Line's good. Right here. No bounce. Clean. Yep.
Little tapping.
Yep.
We're a little heavy.
Whoa, whoa. Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Tapping.
Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Yep. Tapping. Tapping.
Heavy.
You're good. You're beauty.
Nice shot,
Very
Bob.
nice.
Beauty. It's real good.
Good little angle there too on the out-turn side.
Top 12.
Tap that yellow one out if they get the chance.
Fighting 8 foot. Yeah, fighting 8 foot.
Yeah, both teams seem to have a really good handle on where to put the broom for draws. Getting nice movement late. It's that middle weight, the hacks, the boards. Not quite cooperating for both teams. But we saw Dunstone make some really nice hit and rolls last end. That set up that 2.
Hey, weight's really good.
Middle room. Room
Easy
right now.
line. Top 8.
Top
room.
8.
Lots of room.
We can wait.
Yeah, we got room. Top 8. Looks heavy. Top 8.
Colton
Oh,
Lott,
we got 0 line.
It's not curling.
and all on its own.
Hey, good weight. It's not taking any bite
Roll under.
back.
Nose.
Pick in here.
First time in the game we've really seen this kind, Russ, of closed play.
Yeah, exactly. And
Bang it on the nose.
that race to the middle, and you always want to try, if you're a front end player, to get to the inside. They did not do that there.
You like
This
just
yellow's
hitting it
exposed.
hard, Brad?
What?
You like throwing like smooth and going at the nose?
At this yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You like
I
that,
like
Brad?
this better.
Okay.
Because we kill the yellow,
Yeah.
right? Okay, just
Yeah, a
smooth
little
that.
bit of speed probably is a better call here, because if they hit this a little thick, they want to get it out. Pretty simple double if Derek gets close to the line.
Curl anything.
Sit red.
Sobogalski.
Sit red. Hard yellow, hard yellow.
And yeah, late jump on that yellow, away it goes. So
Nice shot,
with
Derek.
last rock,
What?
Carruthers has 2. One undercover, one showing on that outturn side.
Intern peel.
Good, but not great. They wanted to save that thrown rock.
Yeah, I liked upping the weight to make sure that you spill both yellows, but the problem is it's harder to keep your shooter. So lively in the house.
Whoa, whoa. Please.
Colton Lott.
Please. Girl. Girl. Girl.
Gotta go, man.
Is it going to go? Oh, he'll get 1 and then roll that shooter over, covers the 8. He made the point yesterday. we're seeing a little bit more action on the Stones than we did last week. And you were saying that the Stones, because they may have had a little bit of a burr on them around the running edge. That running edge now has been, that burr's taken away. We're seeing maybe some more action.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw it quite as heavy right now or as hard now to get that action.
Yeah, on contact, there's a little bit more carry on the rolls. Not much, but it's, you know, when you're trying to roll perfect behind a single guard, you really need to know what it's going to do.
Don't want to.
How deep?
T.
Whoa. Higher the better.
Don't want to be T-line, you'll set up a double.
Mine's great.
No.
And just a little bit too deep.
2/3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thick half.
Not only is there a normal half rock double, but if it's made properly, the yellow will be buried.
Whoa.
BJ Neufeld as it just rides that line and comes across. There it is. But not quite underneath.
Yeah, run high.
You like the run?
Yeah, run it that way.
Good enough, though, Vic. I don't think they can
You like the end?
get at this thing with much weight, so they're going to run it back. Two choices. You could try to tap it. You could even tap it a foot and stay in the corner.
Yeah, I thought they might try to corner freeze it or get to nose and move it back 6 inches.
So what is this saying? Blank? That's what they want to go for now?
The best result. This team talks about the word best result. You hear them say that a lot. This is the best result, albeit very difficult.
Reed Carruthers. Another purple heart on his chest. And how do you like that? Very nice.
Beauty, bud.
Leaves the corner, covering the edge of the 8.
Loud, eh? Hard to hear.
It's very,
Yeah, Reed called this shot from the hack. He liked it. It's, to your point, at the top of the show, with Brad moving into that skipping role, he's very much open to what the players have to say. But I just heard Connor say it's loud in here. There's big crowd, so it makes it that much harder for these teams that are new and still trying to find their identity. It makes them hard to run it up and down the ice and communicate. Not a lot of time on the clock to chit-chat.
And we'll roll that corner away.
The other option there was play the come around. I know they run back, stick it buried is possible, but would have been a good chance to force Jacobs to a single.
That's off then either.
I get you.
Well, again, let's think of this right here in 6.
Whoa.
Blank 6. You force them in 7. Dunstone, I'm speaking of, gets that last rock back in 8.
That's probably what he's thinking.
I thought he kind of dropped it just a hair. I guess could be all right.
Yeah, suddenly both teams are happy to blank the end. Dunstone trying to flip that hammer back to the even ends, and for Carruthers
Good pair around. Boy.
wanting to make sure that they use that hammer and score the multiple, so they're okay to wait till next end. I'd be curious to see next end. They might try to keep that blank alive again. Keep it, go for the simple 2.
A little heavy.
Whoa, clean.
Whoa.
Curl. Hard Pete. Okay.
I'm ready.
Where do you want to show here, bud? I think we put her in. Same spot? Yeah.
Brad Jacobs now with his first. With the hammer in this 3-3 ties, we play in 6.
Once they know this is in the ring, they'd be smart to get it back as far as they could, and then when Dunstone noses it, there's less roll. Not that it makes much of a difference when they throw it this hard, but
That's there.
deeper's better. It's not like they're going to try to freeze to it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Back 12.
Hey. Looks similar to mine.
Back 12. Might be through.
No, it should be through.
I agree.
Out of his hand, you heard Jacob say it's there.
Good shot, Brad. Just like back 12. Yeah. Good shot, Brad. Spot foul. Good throw. Nice.
Yeah.
Giving you a break.
Very similar.
And there it is, back edge of the 8.
Go.
Clean.
Wait. Yep.
Dunstone at his last.
Yep.
Just control a little light.
Clean.
Good. Clean. We're good.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
Throw, Matty. Good wait. That was a good weight, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So looking for the blank here in this 6th. The 5th ranked team in our country, this Carruthers team, with Jacobs throwing the skip stones. The top 7 Canadian ranked teams are in this field. Many believing this is the deepest and most talented field we've seen in a long time, if not ever.
Oh, you'd have to think so, Vic, for sure.
Clean it all.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean. Okay,
Shot
thanks.
Oh boy.
And away they go. So we'll put a blank on the board. Here in 6, last rock will belong to Carruthers when we come back.
I think what's most impressive about Team Gushu is over and over again, they've just shown that willingness to win, that desire for such a long period of time. That's special.
I expect it's going to be a great atmosphere when we play Mike and Team Saskatchewan. I think he's got a good team in front of him. It's going to be a challenging game, but you know, I'm looking forward to getting into an environment where it's going to be loud and lots of cheers and lots of excitement.
And it was interesting after his win last night over PEI. Mike McEwen said had no nerves. In fact, relishes the spotlight. You've got 2 skips that love the focus, love the attention, and they will be on the ice tonight when we join you again, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Saskatchewan, with Mike McEwen skipping against Brad Gushu. Oh my goodness. There he is. Mr. Richardson, Ernie Richardson, 4-time world champion. As we, somebody said, you know, you think about the great athletes that came out of this province. He to curling, Gordie Howe was, in fact, to hockey. So it's so good to see Mr. Richardson here. And I'm sure he'll be watching tonight. If not here, he'll be watching like you do at home, because the way we see it through our cameras is the way you see it wherever you are across our country on this 2nd day coverage of the Montana's Brier. So the blank in 6 means that once again Team Carruthers does have the hammer, playing the Red Stones here in 7.
You could argue, Vic, that Ernie Richardson team way back when could be the best team ever. You know, won 4 times, and way back then you had to play in your club and your zone and your region and your provincials. There were so many more teams. The depth was so high. They were pretty incredible.
So you think about the 4-time champion, 4-time world champion. Yes, Canadian Curling Hall of Fame, the World Hall of Fame, the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame, the Order of Canada. Truly is Mr. Curling in Saskatchewan, Ernie Richardson.
Still plays a mean game of golf, too.
Halfway. Go ahead, then.
Needs to finish.
Line's great.
Little past half.
Tight half. Okay, you got to be past. No, line's good.
Line's pretty good.
Go ahead.
Just past half.
Hard. Whoa. Hey, good. Shot.
It's interesting last end, Joanne, we talked about in the break, the team Dunstone maybe could have gone around a corner guard late in the end and set up a possible force. They elected to peel it. So they're thinking force here now, but they need to force at some point.
Throws there.
Yeah, and Jacobs ripping off the center line guard. They would love a blank this end.
Really good throws there. Right?
Right.
Just try and plant these.
Yeah, I think that's a shot.
Like board?
Sure.
Control?
I like control.
You know, we forget that.
Take a thick half.
You've played
Control.
Dunstone to get the blank. You can't turtle now. You have to be aggressive. You have to poke your head out. You have to go after them, because if you want that hammer back, that was your plan.
Just control.
Yeah, maybe could have thrown another center line guard here on BJ's first. If you bring the play in the rings, I say it all the time with Brad Jacobs and his hitting ability. They're just a couple doubles, one double away from getting their blank.
Staying in the corner here.
And will it hang around? And it does.
Now, two choices here. You've got the double, but if you miss the double, you're in a bit of trouble to blank. You could be patient, roll over, or you could just hit the wide one.
There too.
Hitting the wide one, Joanne, because if Dunstone goes for the straight back
Good touch, Rama.
hit, there'll be a double. This is the tougher shot for Reed. He doesn't want to hit this thin and roll out.
Heavy.
Reed Carruthers a year ago went 4 and 4 in the pool play.
This is that deadly straight spot.
Come on.
And just late, you can see if you watch that center line. Is he going to put this on the corner? Oh, it just slides underneath. But you can just watch that center line. It rides it, and then just late it sort of comes across.
Yeah, that was maybe board waste.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of finish at the end, but
I have yet to see one over curl, and that I did not like that call. They could have hit the open one, and then Dunstone's got to make a decision. He could give up a double to give up two, and now they're going to have the house spread out. It's late in the end. The blank's going to be difficult now.
Whoa.
Easy. Control.
Curl.
Now it breaks towards that center line just as it gets to the hog line. And they'll bang it on the nose to sit the 2.
Have you ever hit the back ones?
You're
Create an
rolling.
ink? Roll the back one?
We're rolling, are we not?
I don't like freeze. I don't like.
He's just gonna.
Slightly on this side.
Oh, he wants to freeze.
I don't
like this.
I don't
No.
think this is smart.
I don't like.
No.
If you hit and roll to the back, you're gonna have a double, right?
Yeah.
Not.
You like that?
Huh?
You like the roll towards the red? Probably gonna have a double.
Maybe. Not if they roll back, though. I just think that if you make a really
All right,
good...
back to as they start the second half. Simmons, Newfoundland, Labrador, and Alberta's Botcher, Catherine.
Well, Andrew was facing 3 again on his final stone, and he played a tap. He wasn't trying to tap the stone. He was trying to freeze it, but there is about a foot in between the shot stone and the stones that belong to Brendan Botcher. They took a lot of time looking at this. Brendan was convinced he needed to hit it. He's trying to over curl and maybe bring 2 into play.
Curl.
And that is for 2.
You're good.
2 more. That team, Botcher, curling 95% in their opener.
That's crazy.
So did Jacobs buy in? Are they going to play the hit and roll?
Yes. The freeze was not a bad call, but you better make it. You bounce off, and then there goes your blank opportunity.
yeah, it's still going to be a tricky blank, but
Hard, Connor, come on!
say easier to hit and roll than make the perfect freeze.
Negative, but they holding it up, and they'll roll it to the back edge of the 4.
Try, Ram.
To Brad's point in their discussion, though, is they'll just hit and roll back.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. They know the spot. Yeah, I was leaning towards the freeze, or earlier hit that corner one and roll in and then set up a double.
Control.
Control it.
That weight I gave you last end was good for control, eh?
Yep.
Ontario adds one in the 6th to extend their lead. And New Brunswick, James Grattan, after giving up 7 straight points, replies with a couple.
They'll be able to hold this turn all day.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. Maybe a hair saw.
Curl.
Clean. Clean.
Clean.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Clean.
Clean.
Curl. Curl.
Curl. Curl.
Hey, good shot, man. Good call,
Shot.
We're just,
No, you can't.
we're either that or we're freezing, right? Freeze?
Yep.
I think that's the call, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's make the freeze. Okay, so to get to here.
So I think you want to be just short of it though, right?
Try that.
Yeah. You freeze, he goes nose, nose. You want to be just short.
I hear ya.
Yeah. So right here?
Yeah. Okay, so Reed made a good point. Like, I'm just a hair short of him, like a couple inches. I mean, we're not going to hate if we're welded. Sure.
Okay, good toss, bud.
Speed's nice, eh? You bet.
Okay. You could have played this shot with your first one, although now it's that 2-on-1 kind of situation, right? You've got 2, they've got 1 left.
Yeah, I'm with you though, Vic. I was leaning towards it. It wasn't looking like a blank. You were hoping one of the best hitters in the country wasn't going to control his cue ball on his last one, and of course Matt did. Now you're in a bit of trouble.
Brian Jacobs had his first in a 3-3 tie.
Easy line.
No, weight's good.
Shot Stone sitting back 4.
A little light. Okay, we gotta go for
Derek's
weight.
rock.
There. Just on the tee.
Derek's rock.
Weight's good.
Derek's rock.
Always Derek.
Always
Heavy
Derek.
guys.
Knife.
Close, Derek.
Knife.
Knife it on.
Get it
Gotta
over
curl
there,
big,
though.
guys. Gotta go.
Boy,
Corner
they waited
freeze.
a
Corner
long
freeze.
time,
Corner
a
freeze.
long time. And they'll get to the corner.
Great weight. Great throw, bud.
Takes its takes its time.
Yeah.
Especially that side. The other side that would have probably crossed it. It's just a little tilt here, isn't it? Same as last night.
Gotta curl big, guys.
This is a finish here. Just took too much
Corner
ice
freeze. Corner
overall.
freeze. Corner freeze.
Could you not have tried to help that over earlier?
Okay.
Great weight.
Yeah, I guess. Sometimes, you knife it too soon, you slow it down a little bit. It wasn't far off, Vic. That's an awfully good attempt. It's just, with these type of stones, it's just of no value.
Now, we'll figure this out in a second. If you blast this, you lose the shooter. If you're Carruthers, then do you think that maybe your back stone is on?
You try the double. I think they're playing nose here.
To hold the shooter.
It might be a double if he hits it dead on.
Okay.
With the ability of a Brad Jacobs. So you might want to roll a little bit here.
Clean.
Normal.
Clean.
Normal.
Yep.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. You gotta go.
Lot. Harden.
You gotta go, Cole.
Clean.
Gotta go.
Clean.
And there you go. Now, that camera look earlier.
Kind of curled, eh? What's
Like
that?
solid hack. You know what I mean?
Was that red stone? Do you take the chance?
I don't think from that last comment that it's in there, because I heard solid hack from the skipper. So they must feel it's not in or not worth it. That would be an awfully flat double.
Good toss, bud.
You still control the game if you hit and stay here.
Steal at one if he tries it.
Clean.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yep. Hard con.
Final stone.
Really
Oh, you got to hold this up now, trying to hold it here. Negative, trying to hold up that curl.
Right up.
Right up to it.
Straight up, bud. Straight up. Good sweep.
Really nice brush. That's for a single. So Dunstone gets what he wants. He gets the force, And then he gets the hammer in 8. Day 2 of our coverage, Montana's Brier from Regina. These teams from Pool A, Yukon's Thomas Scoffin, the only team not playing. 9 teams, of course. 8-game round robin in the 2 pools. 4-3, Manitoba's Carruthers leading Manitoba Dunstone. And it is the team from the Fort Rouge that does have the last rock playing the Yellowstones here in 8.
Nice play. Ah! Pretty tight.
Just a series of uncharacteristic misses from both leads. We saw Ryan Harnden slid just to biting on his first guard. Connor Negevin flashed the hit attempt.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Like a little dig. Yeah, that's what I like too. Kind of like the digger, do you guys?
You like the dig?
Really, both leads outstanding in their
The dig.
first games.
Go back line.
If I touch the guard,
I have no idea what you're asking or saying.
I can't hear him.
Back line. Just throw it around the guard.
I just don't see.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, so.
Nice speed.
Boys were offering up, come around and tap that yellow out. Brad did not hear them, so they're staying with the come around.
Fair to say some things still need to be worked out.
T-line.
Right? I mean, it's
Running like it's hot.
Back 8. It's very heavy.
Line's fine.
Okay.
Line
Back
is
4.
It's max speed here.
Yeah, you're just off. You're off it for line 2, I think.
Okay. Okay, Derek.
Nice shot, bud. That's fine.
Shot, pal.
all right, Kathy. Let's update BC, and that's Caitlin Schneider victory against Ontario's Scott Howard.
Well, Scott Howard's team got into trouble with David Mathers. He made a double stuff, left BC lying 2. But Scott Howard made a huge save on his last one, facing 3. He hit and rolled in front of that stone. Catlin looked at it, is not going to risk the 3 because he could give up a steal. This is the nose double for 2.
And it is Caitlin Schneider, of course, taking over this team from Jacques Gauthier, and previously playing 3 Briers for Saskatchewan. Played with Matt Dunstone, we have to remember, when Dunstone was the import. That was in 20.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of musical chairs out here with the top elite players over the years.
Oh, that import rule now, that allows somebody like, for example, Brad Jacobs to skip a team out of Manitoba.
Yep.
Derek Samagalski.
Okay.
Now he runs it by and then rolls to corner, covering the 8.
Be a bit careful. There's no.
It is a Dunstone sitting 2, however, and they do have last rock.
Fight the 4-foot.
Yeah.
Fight the 4-foot.
Okay. Bud.
You'd rather be going around a corner guard or something, but if you leave this shot for Team Jacobs, they're going to go here first. So beat them in.
Yeah, you'd love to keep the rings a bit more open and maybe keep that biter in contention to be counted later, but have to cut there first here for Colton Lott. Just don't want to be too deep because you know that Team Carruthers is going to play that freeze and narrow down your scoring area.
It's always curl.
Hey, don't lose it, guys.
It's always curl. Hard, Pete. Hard.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Hard.
Don't lose it.
Never off.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
It's a good shot.
Okay, pretty good. Good. Great
nice.
sweep, guys. 15-2. What'd you get on that? 15-2.
Right around, and it is totally underneath.
Probably the shot. Hack.
Hack round. You like this?
Like a solid hack.
Okay. Pull through this.
This is the side of the sheet going in the opposite direction. It's the out turn, and it runs for the right-hander. It runs really straight. Usually you see a bit more curl at the end.
Yeah, naturally you're going to get that a little bit earlier finish, but you're right. It's straighter the 2 sides. And Reed A, can't see much of it. It has to move it a long way to get it out of that 8-foot.
Curl a mile.
Curl.
Curl a mile.
Hard con. Curl con.
Connor Negavan.
Every inch.
Boy, they're going to get to it. Sure enough, they do. But can they hold that shooter?
Hey, Gary.
No, they can't.
Here up. Good sweep, Con. Thanks.
Maximum speed on that one. They just saved it.
It's like a foot deeper than mine.
The same shot, you might see them try to get about a rock deeper in the house. Anything lighter, you'd be worried that Jacobs will just try to come around everything and shut down the end. Be risky, but the best results.
Max line. T line. Top button. T. Back four. Back four. Can you get to here? Yeah.
I think it's there.
Just fight back here.
Or it might be back there. Whoa. Oh, Colt.
Wow.
Roll off the top.
What's that?
Didn't roll big off the top.
And Kathy, we have our first final. And the rookie skip from Northern Ontario. Trevor Bonneau picks up the win.
And it was a very simple game called by James Grattan early, and that gave Trevor Bonneau and his team a chance to settle in and get comfortable. And James just struggled with draw weight. He had opportunities and just was just that little bit heavy.
It's interesting.
We roll in front of the
Mentioned
yellow.
McCarville on the third on the team, played in 14
I've seen this hit and roll
with
off the
Jeff
top,
Curry.
under the wall.
We can, yeah.
That was also a rookie skip. And they beat Grattan 13-5.
Get shot, yeah. You can get shot.
Yeah, so
Like even if I roll
He's got his number.
he does.
might have a
That's
double
rookie
on the
skips
next.
have his number for sure.
That's the call. We'll kind of wait.
I was
But to
seeing
Kathy's
in it,
point,
this
you
is
mentioned
like,
after about 3 ends that James Grattan hadn't forced the issue at all.
Not at all.
And it let that team that's basically brand new at the Brier get used to everything.
Well, we heard that last night. Aaron Suchinski saying after the game that, you know, Cooey's team did not come out firing, and all of a sudden after 3 ends they're up 3-0, and now they're settling in and embracing it, and that can be all it takes for new skips.
Good toss, bud.
Reed run this strategy session. They were talking about going right around, but that kind of puts all the eggs in one basket, so they're going to try to hit and roll there. Don't really want to leave all these yellows out there without hammer.
Whoa.
Reed Carruthers.
Whoa. Curl. All day curl.
Roll it!
Roll it.
Hard!
That's fine.
Same shot, Pete.
Sorry, guys.
Reed's undercurled just about everything on that same side. Even missed a guard wide.
100th game. Not 100%, just 93 for PJ Neufeld.
You're really surprised on his first how deep it went. It went right through. The sweepers thought it was back 8, back 12.
This is still like back 8.
Back 8. Back 8?
Yes. It's trying.
You got to be careful. They don't want to leave it back button.
Grind, baby, grind.
And it finally does grind.
All right.
Felt like I barely threw that.
No sweat.
Do you get a split on that? 415?
Yeah. What did you get, Pete? 20?
19?
Yeah.
But it was less like, it was more of a... I think it just curled and...
It just curled, and, like they were brooms off the whole way, bud.
I had a 14-4 on that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's really no keener. It's
You heard them talking about the backline to hogline split. They said it was a 415 and a 420. That is quite fast underfoot. We saw that a lot last night. It seemed a bit slower to start today, but it might be getting up to that 15 speed.
stainless steel tuck delivery, though. You need a high number when you get to the hog line.
And a little kill, yeah, which is, I think I needed to. Weight's good.
Chance here for Brad Jacobs to shut this down, though.
No kidding.
Gotta go. Top 8.
Let's
Yeah,
close.
yeah. It's good.
Row.
Skip Stone's an 8.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Brad Jacobs.
Line's good. Curl distance.
Easy.
Curl distance.
Be my eyes.
Just away.
Curl
We're tapping.
distance.
We're tapping, guys.
Ah.
We're tapping.
Stay with it. Stay with
Oh,
it.
you're going to come over enough.
Yeah, nice shot. Attaboy. Nice shot.
Shot.
Shot rock.
Nice judgment.
Really good shot.
Sorry, not my best throw. Good judge.
Good shot.
Good job.
Brad's been dialed in on draw weight all game.
Yeah, if that's not his best, look out.
Noses this, it gets that as well. And then it's
At least we're always
That's
scoring.
a force.
Just can't give up a steal here, right?
Yeah. I don't mind this.
This
double
one,
peel.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe get lucky.
Yeah.
I think so, Matt.
Or do you like trying this one and see, maybe we get a blank if you get a little miss here? Like if I just run this one, right? And he tries something in there, a shooter goes out,
Yeah,
might be able to get a
might,
blank still,
might
right?
have a double for a deuce as well.
What's
if he
that?
might have a double for a deuce too if he tries
Yeah.
to play something softer.
Just don't know we can, like this is bad, right?
Yeah. I think I like that.
Okay. I don't think we need
Looking
to
at a run
get
back,
it,
are they,
but-
Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ideally, you hit it to like 2/3 of this one.
Yeah, almost try and nose it, push
Yeah.
it through the hole, right?
Yeah.
What are we hitting, like a third?
I don't think you could ever chase that
Maybe a
ball and
third?
get it out. The angle's so good, it's high above the tee
Third's
line.
really close.
Yeah.
And it's overburied too
Never
behind the
thicker than a
center line.
third.
No.
With your strategy too, it's not by the book very often because it depends on your abilities, and this guy right here can make this shot.
That right off the can. This.
I think they're playing the double peel here.
Yeah, and then in. Yeah.
Yeah, try to run that second red into the
Yeah, I
rings.
thought he was trying to pinball it, but
If you just connect on this double peel though, put some pressure on Brad Jacobs, be pretty perfect.
So true. Really good call.
So Dunstone with the advantage on Jacobs. Player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Whoa. Curl.
Close.
Curl. 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 Curl.
And across the top.
Like with nose, with bumper.
It's a little scary that it's the only rock in there, but it is in a good spot. Like Herbie. It's in such a good spot. Like
I think you're guarding, like, he's playing this. There's one spot he can make it for two without touching that.
Okay,
It's
so where do we
very
want to
tough.
be, Reed? Let's not
Yeah.
take too much time.
Yeah.
Right here,
Yeah.
right? Just can't leave him a hole either.
You're almost
We
taking,
got to be.
almost taking similar shice, eh? So I gave you just under half. You were just under half. On the last one, you were just under half.
Yeah, I know.
So
Do you think that's too much? Like,
I think, like, I had you here in the last.
split the difference. Tight guard.
Obviously, you don't want to leave a hole here because then that red could go through the port for a potential 3-2 for sure.
Yeah, if anything, slight over curl is fine. That's a good angle. The top red jams on that side yellow.
And I worry for them that that might not happen because this is the straighter of the two sides, so they have to make sure they get enough curl here.
You heard Jacob say, we're in a great spot, but it's a lonely red with two other yellows in there.
4-5. Little high.
Clean.
Little high.
Clean.
Weight's good.
Clean.
Top 12. Yeah,
Clean.
real close to in. Top 12.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Top 12.
Just the other side of the center line, just out in front is where they wanted to put it.
No.
Shot. Pretty good,
Wow.
I think. Shot. Shot, pal. Pretty good, I think.
That's where they
That
had
does
to
it,
brush
yeah.
down,
I
didn't
was
it?
a little nervous. It was too deep. Like,
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Wow.
Really
sort
good
of
spot.
double.
Throw.
It's like 7/8 low, eh?
You could argue it had to be higher, but they had another red one anyways.
Yeah, no real path to the button here to take your one. That port's pretty tight.
Ever filtered through there, the raised rock will go by, and it's for two. You could also hit the shot rock at 2 o'clock and maybe give up two. That shot rock could carry him off the tight yellow onto the back yellow. It's very similar to end number 2, where could go good, could go bad. And we're talking half an inch.
Ended up giving up a steal of 2 in that second. Final stone.
Close. Girl. Girl.
Dunstone.
Girl.
Run it back. Got it. Oh, look at that. That's a bad break. The catcher, and then that stone top edge comes into play. And for the second time in the game, it'll result in a steal of 2. Again, you just didn't see it coming. Twice, not once, twice. It's happened now to Matt Dunstone and the team from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg, trying an angle run back, and results in a steal of 2. As we welcome you back on this Saturday, last year's runner-up is in trouble now as we go to the 9th. Down 6-3 here at the Brandt Center. But he once again will have the hammer, looking to claw his way back. He has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
A little deeper. Like middle logo.
I'd love a replay.
Or no.
Where's our official? Like, our time's fucking running.
Could use an assist from the TV. That'd be nice.
Replay.
Help us out.
Like our times tick.
Are you good with that? They're running our clock.
Like, show us the replay for once.
The corner tick was missed, so they're just trying to figure out where to put that rock.
Kind of doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, and usually you got an official on every sheet, so they're watching everything go down, and they can lend that extra set of eyes.
2/3 tight.
We showed you that number earlier. All of last year in London, 3 stolen points, 4 in this game alone for Dunstone.
You could start saying, well, it's because they've got all the time off, but if both those shots were so close out of Matt's hand. I think that last one he might have backed up a hair, but in the second end he got a little unlucky with a good throw, and that one hair wide. 4-point swing.
In a 4-4 tie, looks like BC has some pressure on Howard.
Well, they do, and for Scott Howard, this is a similar shot to his first one. He crashed on the guard on his first one, and Catlin buried around again. So it is 2 right now that Scott Howard faces. Really tough shot, has to get through that port and then tap the BC stone back in order to score.
Scott Howard taking over for his dad, Glenn. Did it at an event in Penticton earlier in the Bonspiel season. They played with 3 people there, and they won that event. And then at the Ontarios, they played 3 again and won. But that's the result in a steal of a single for Catlin Schneider out of Victoria. Ontario has added a player here. They've brought in Matt Cam. Matt Cam and Howard have history going back to their junior days when Cam was a skip, and Cam here is throwing second stone.
Line's good.
Top 12, top 8.
You gotta push
Line's
it,
great
guys.
for
You
top
just gotta keep
12.
going. You just gotta keep going. Keep pushing. Hard, keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't even worry about peeling.
I think so, yeah.
You can jam that.
You can't leave 2 guards.
And a 4 in the 8th, and it's handshakes. Make the final 11-3. Alberta Cathy's a winner.
Well, they're a winner on the scoreboard, and they're also in the stats. Just some brilliant performance by all 4 players.
Hey, good one.
Brendan had some very difficult shots, some freezes, and he was picking stones out. They looked very good.
96% as a team, Botcher, and that's 1 percentage point off the record of 97, and that's been done 6 times in the Brier.
Nice, Derek.
Boy, Derek. Great shot. Great shot, pal. That a boy.
Great shot.
Great throw, bro.
Sorry, man. I
There you
can't
go.
Really good double peel there, because they could have hit that thin and jammed it on the shot rock.
Body and the way you slide and your cold.
Good line. Top 4, toppy. Good line. Hard line. Hard line. Line's great. Copy. Line's great. Up forward. Line's great. Oh, yeah. Good. Very nice, Cole.
Hey, wait.
Good throw here, Ram.
Score says Peel here. No use trying to be a hero and run it back and stuff it or leave a guard.
Reed Carruthers.
Yeah, for Team Carruthers, even giving up 2 here, up 1 with the hammer in the 10th end is a great spot to be on the scoreboard.
Good shot, Reed.
Exactly 5 feet of ice given for this guard.
Yeah, the speed is really maintained. The come around that Colton Lott was just slightly light of the house. It was a 16-2. They almost got that in.
Could have.
We're 2/3. 2/3. Little room. It's running a bit. A little tighter. We're tight.
We talked about this opposite turn of this being so straight, so this to the corner curls really all the way down. It curls hard.
I think you're just straight peeling.
Yeah, I still like the end.
Are you trying or just?
No, I'm just peeling.
Okay, bud.
I mean, this is one of those situations we often say, Joe, isn't it? You have to look at the scoreboard. If you're up by 3, you may not have the last rock, but limit them to give them a single.
Yeah, they don't want to risk anything and take a run at this run back and have it jam.
Nice throws, Reed.
Smart call.
Nice throws, Ram.
Thanks.
Throw a guard again. Think you're here.
Okay.
Stay a little bit high.
Yeah.
Point being, if they do freeze and they freeze on the left as we're looking at it, it'd be a yellow double. If they freeze cornered to the right side, this rock will jam if they come off that corner one.
BJ Neufeld.
Back 4. Back
Line's
good. T.
Line's good.
Go ahead. Line.
Line's
Back
good.
4. Line's good. Freeze in. Wait's great. Close line. Little bump. Well, bumping right now.
Wait's really
Close
good.
line. Clean.
Line's
Yep.
good.
Hard line. Hard line. Hard. Oh, good. Very nice. Great job. Okay. Sure. Or you actually, you just hit the open one and then you got you'll wait on it.
If your hair
I
high,
just like
your
ripping
hair.
that on the nose.
I like that, Reed.
Yeah. So is that what turn you see then?
Either one.
Okay, I'm seeing there with Peel.
Sure.
In.
Perfect shot. The yellow double's just not there, Vic.
Reed, I like the in. It's good.
So you can see it.
On the nose.
I mean, just a deep breath from Matt Dunstone. And is it too easy to say the 2 missed shots, the 2 stolen twice, 4 stolen points? Is that the difference in the game, in your opinion?
100%. 100%. And they weren't missed by much. First one was a bit of a guess, and 2, Joanne alluded to that. And that second one, I thought he was a hair wide, but only missed what he wanted by, I don't know, a good thick half-inch type thing.
Whoa,
So
whoa.
they're not horrible throws, just horrible results.
Hard con. Hard. Go, 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 go.
And we'll spill it
Good sweep.
and roll it
Good shot.
to
Great
the
shot.
edge. So
Beauty. That's good. That's good.
Brad Jacobs, this is the kind of shot, though. You know, we always talk about his up weight, but he can make these now, too.
It's so true. You run around and say, don't leave him a run back, don't leave him a double, but then he just tears your heart out here. If this isn't made properly, Dunstone's got a chance at 2, maybe 3.
Stay with it. Stay with it.
Well judged all the way down, glues it on the corner.
And then, of course, they tried the run back. It's stuffed, brought the other stone into play, results in a second steal of 2. The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together.
So have a crack at this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
A bomb with the intern. So get a lot of spring.
Would you rather freeze it then?
My first thought was freeze, even if you're
top 8 in front of it, I guess.
Respecting Jacob's hitting ability.
Got plenty of time. What's that?
I wouldn't mind seeing the angle.
Yeah, go look at it. We got plenty of time.
Yeah, original call has hit that right on the nose, but there will be a crosshouse double available.
We know what it does here too.
First thought was the freeze.
What's that?
Just if he noses us.
I don't think he's going to play that.
That's why you got to be a little bit off.
I hope he plays that.
Okay.
We want if he. That would be unbelievable.
Okay.
He's never going to do that. He's just going to hit that.
Okay. So that's.
I think it's there.
That's to here.
Yeah. It's almost. Yeah. I like
something like that.
Yeah.
Well thought out. The only way that this 2 evaporates is if
I've been giving you?
Brad Jacobs makes that crosshouse double.
Which is quite possible.
Brown looks good on you, Cubs. I like that.
They get along great, don't they?
Yeah, they have very good chemistry.
I mean, you're grasping a little bit here, but anything, if you can get a mistake out of Jacobs.
Line's good.
Better room right now.
He really gave it a flick as he got
Definitely
to the line
room.
there.
Room, guys.
Only
Run it like it's hot.
Got quite a bit of room.
Line right now.
Quite a bit of room. We're not on the red.
No, it's got a.
Wow.
We're okay. We're okay.
Always Colton to get a piece on it if he can. Whoa. Okay.
Take a little less
really
ice.
Stupid if we ever planted that there and left him a double for 2, wouldn't it?
We're just rolling front. Like if you end up hitting it thick, you might do that, right?
Still like that in though, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay away from that yellow because it could direct off the red onto the back red.
I think we have to get over there. What's good, Reed? Thick half?
Yeah.
Thick half's close, eh?
Yeah.
What would be wrong, Russ, in just conceding 2?
Well, that's
and you got the lead and the hammer going to 10.
I think that is their thinking here because I don't see a double being made now because of the angle that's on, and it's safer to hit this one than the other one. So they really are conceding 2. But if they could ever roll over on top,
there, I guess that's the play, right?
Yeah.
That's the key. Maybe we can still hold them to just 1. Joe, is that the thought?
Yep, that's their thought here.
Whoa! Straight!
Line.
Migalski, here we go. Here we go, and no, and they'll leave it there, center line, right on the lid.
Good throw, bud.
Good throw, bud. The hair wide.
just a teaching point there. He threw the high side shot, the in turn, which gave you that bit of a gear effect to get it to kick across. He just hit it a hair too thin.
Shoot.
Okay. Hard one from tip for you to judge because of how I threw it.
That's okay.
Probably tried to make it look as good as I could.
Yeah,
I definitely
it was.
sent it to the middle.
Yeah. Oh, it's close.
Trying to get 2 back and go to 10, 1 down. Matt Dunstone.
Clean. A little bit. Yep.
Started the season with a loss to Carruthers in the PointsBet final in Oakville.
Gotta go all the way, Colt.
Colton Lott got to hold it up here. Watch it go. Got to sit. Has to sit. Has to sit. Oh, and it just does. Goodness. For 2, Carruthers leads. Will have the hammer coming home. Day 2 coverage and our first look at the teams from Pool A on this Saturday afternoon. Montana's Brier from Regina. 6'5". Reed Carruthers and his team from the Granite in Winnipeg playing the Red Stones. They lead. They have last rock. playing the Redstones over Matt Dunstone from the Fort Rouge in Winnipeg. Center come around. Another Stone center line from Dunstone. Brad Jacobs. Sorry, you were going to say?
Yeah, Dunstone called the tight center line guard, and Ryan Harnden just slid a foot too far into the rings here. Wanted to utilize that no-tick rule.
I don't think so. Curl. Straight, guys. Straight, guys. Straight. Roll that. Watch roll. Yep.
Nice shot, Con.
Beauty.
Great throw, Connor.
Great shot, bud.
That's too bad. We don't get to hear from Kathy. They blanked the ninth.
Well, they blanked the ninth because Catlin, you should never, ever. Catlin Schneider rolled out, and that created an opportunity for Scott to peel the guard, and that's why it was a blank.
That's why.
Room right now.
We go to the 10th, and it is Ontario with the last rock, down by 1 to BC.
Should know better.
Back separation out. Okay, gotta go. Keep going. Okay, good shot, Cole.
Shot goal.
I think you try it. Okay.
Hey, bro. You got it.
This is gonna do nothing,
This
right?
will just sit here for you.
There you go.
You got it, bro.
Just ride the rail all the way down. Derek Samagalski.
Whoa. Curl. Shooter. Good try. Good throw, Brad. Well
Just
thrown,
the way you have to miss it with a 1-point lead and hammer. So many times you bang, and there's a whole bunch of guards.
Yeah, it goes so hard for the double peel. You end up right on the nose, and then it's as if you didn't throw.
Mm-hmm.
Colton Lott.
Good line. T. Hard line. Real hard line. Line's good.
Neufeld.
Gotta go.
Harnden.
Gotta go,
Line's
guys.
great.
Really gotta go.
Hard, guys. Can't ever leave this.
Keep going.
Fight the four is good.
Keep going.
Fight the four is
Gotta
good.
keep
Come on,
going.
Beach. Come on,
Gotta
Beach.
go. Keep going, Beach.
Okay, good sweep.
Really nice to get
Yeah,
to
it's
the
good
top edge of the 4.
Great sweep.
Shot rock still belongs to Carruthers' back edge of the button.
Just smooth. You got it.
You got it, bro.
I hear that slider, and I think of, guess who, you know who I think of when I hear that noise. It's just
Nice shot.
Pat Ryan.
Or Pat, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, boy.
Ryan Express.
Oh,
A lot of these Tuck guys have this stainless steel too, and it's so fast.
Just halfway.
No choice, Joanne. I don't see anything else. Just keep guarding.
Yeah, Dunstone Rock is in a pretty good spot, top of the 4-foot. You could tap it to frozen on your last if you're Matt Dunstone.
It's a terrific building with this. It's 6,000 seats, but it's very intimate. And with this beautiful scoreboard, you can get a great view from all 4 sides.
Halfway.
Might have to curl if you're only halfway.
Go.
Hard.
Tighter half.
Hard. Good.
Perfect alignment.
Yeah, you don't want that too tight to the rings. Just that
Good toss here, buddy.
if Jacobs ever called the run back and try to remove that Dunstone Rock from the top 4.
Clean. You're good. Up to the center line, you're good by a mile.
Throw, Reed.
Shot, Reed.
And just a little dust from Connor Negevin. VJ Neufeld. Mentioned the 9th Brier appearance. The one championship when he played with Cooey in 19.
Little more of the room. Cut. Got a curl. We're almost in. It's always Pete. Really tight. Almost in. Tight. Pete a little.
In's not good.
This is top ball.
No, never touch.
Hey.
It's interesting. You wouldn't expect to see BJ miss that on a weight difference. It was the same call. I wonder if his rocks are matched to each other.
So he missed an 8 too. Remember, he went through.
You're going to try and run it and blow it up?
Yeah.
Or just get the top one?
Well, I think they're going to try hard to get both, but miss the right way. He missed it to our right and just get the single. But there is enough angle here. Reed hits 3/4. He'll be close.
Yep. Yep. Whoa, yep. Whoa, gotta go. Yep. 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 High.
Sonogolski, run it, bang, bang, gets them both, and it rolls to a corner.
Just perfect.
Atta boy, great shot, my man.
Great.
I got scared as soon as he said goal.
Love him throwing.
So precise. What a great shot.
Ever.
Here you go. So what to do now for Matt Dunstone?
Okay, let's be smart here.
If he plants it, then we're freezing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're thinking
so maybe
like just here.
Maybe a hair behind it, so if he plants it, it's going to jam that way, right?
Yeah, he probably draws if we're here, I think.
Then make
and then
that.
we might have a double.
Yeah. Okay. How's this look? A little more?
Yeah, that looks good, man.
2 inch. That's the story of the game. 2nd, 8th. 2 angle raises that were disaster for Matt Dunstone. Results in 4 stolen points. And it's Carruthers now with the lead and the last rock coming home. Game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. But in danger here of losing in game number 1.
Mine's
and
good.
With just 3 teams making it through.
Mine's good.
An early loss, I think, puts you on the defensive, Russ. I don't know how aggressive you can be then the rest of the way.
Yeah, it really does. And then, you know, you're losing potentially to a great team, but at some point you got to beat one of those great teams. We talked about 4 great teams in this pool.
Yeah, each loss really hurts with this format.
Timeout's being called by Carruthers.
Well, so if we peel that rock, then you have a nose hit for the win. Well,
he wants to freeze this,
the run,
right?
It's game over,
yeah, he
right?
freezes. Yeah, we might have a nose hit for the win.
Yeah,
he probably, he's gonna want to lay 2, isn't he? If he goes like that, we still have a nose hit for the win.
He wants to freeze.
Huh?
If you peel that, he's freezing.
Just straight freeze?
He's straight freezing.
Yeah, if he straight freezes, if he makes a really good freeze, we're probably...
You ever like playing the run that way? If you ever get rid of the yellow, he freezes, you just blast it.
Only thing is, if you ever... You're playing the run on the nose, and if you hit it 3/4 high, you hit it 3/4 high, right? Yeah. You can't play the run low, probably. Rob, what call do you like?
I was thinking the run, but...
I like the run on the nose.
Yeah, that's a good shot. I see 2 shots, guys. I see you go here or the run.
You make
Yeah.
the run. He has to
Like, if we go here, he's got to make a double roll perfect, right?
Yeah. My first thought was the run, and if we hit it a hair high, Brad, like, a lot of the times for him, like, he's got to put it absolutely perfect, right?
Got to make a perfect freeze.
Got to make it perfect. I don't know.
We've thrown this a couple times too, right?
I'm fine with the run. I'm just wondering if it's the best call. I guess.
Top 4 is pretty good too. I mean, both shots are.
Yeah, you just got to not leave him a shot where he's got the double and roll.
Right.
Yeah, you're throwing the same shot twice in a row.
Yeah. Okay. And we still have lots of time.
I'm fine with that. What if we're over in here?
They're finally coming to what I was guessing at
He's
is
still
here.
playing the freeze.
Now there's no
so why
double
aren't
and
we
roll
just going
Barry.
like this then? Because like this makes pretty much forces him to play the double. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Like this is like you said, that's good, right?
Okay, so where do you want to see it, Brad?
I think.
Where's the best spot? Well, so you can't double and roll, right? And it's so if like, you want to make it if he freezes it, you have an easy shot.
That's perfect.
Okay, then we like the in here.
Yeah, that's where are we going? Top
Right
of the
there.
button. This is what you threw on the freeze.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So right here, right?
Yeah.
Is this smart?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the easiest thing, Joe, to my mind, would be that just get rid of the guard.
It's got to be like.
And
top
let
four.
them make
top
the
four,
decision.
Top
Right?
four, top of the button.
Where can they go to hide? You're up by 1.
Yeah,
Top of the button,
I
eh,
like
Paul?
that logic too,
Top of the button.
Vic.
Yeah,
But here,
top button
this
more.
does give
Like full
Brad Jacobs what I like to call the practice draw. So instead of throwing a peel and then needing a specific draw weight on your last, you get to throw one now, and he's got the 4-foot for his last if he needs it. Only thing is he hasn't missed a draw game, I don't think.
No,
so
exactly. Yeah, you could do either. Run back was the other option. Straight peel.
A little bit,
I
Derek.
like this over curling a bit, and then you might see Dunstone play a freeze, and you've got a saver then.
91% on his draws in the game.
Derek's
Brad
rock.
Jacobs.
Little heavy. Little heavy.
Where?
We're just in the 4-foot.
Derek's rock.
Full 4. Go ahead, Derek.
Yep.
Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead, Derek.
Whoa.
No.
See with it, guys.
Whoa.
See with it. See with it.
Nice shot, Cups.
Nice shot, Brad.
Sorry, just
Nice
a little
shot.
tight, but.
Bit of an angle now that if you make the
Good,
double
great
roll
shot.
behind the other red, but that opens everything up for Jacobs.
Like that double?
Either
So we can face two.
normal or firm. Normal or firm.
Well, you get. What if we freeze nose again?
Yeah, you could.
Or we freeze nose?
Freeze nose make a
Could
good shot.
freeze nose.
So if you take the pin away, what's
It's
he
almost
got
a
left?
guaranteed steal.
Yeah,
like,
if it's lined up. If it's
that's
angled
his
at all,
only shot.
Jacobs can blast it, and that one he just threw
hurt
wins.
himself.
He can afford to throw it.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's going to throw.
That's his only shot to score if we make this freeze good. Yeah, and you can also lose the game playing that.
What's that?
You could also lose the game playing that.
What's that? I don't think he can.
You'd
have to get rid of this
you'd have to go
somehow.
off that. That's what I mean. He hits it thin. Timeout. It's wherever you are. Timeout. I mean, if we can make this. We can also make this where he has to draw too.
Yeah.
Right?
He just drew.
Yeah. Timeout. Yeah, I think we want him to hit.
Timeout.
Yeah. You already. Leaving it. What? Well, they never called. They never called it, did they? Timeout last time. No. I know. We never called a timeout last time. We haven't even called a timeout last time. We even
These
called
guys
a timeout?
haven't seen these guys come out.
No, we
that's
haven't
for
called
sure.
a timeout. What do you got? Like. Yeah.
My first thought is, I like the freeze, but I don't mind this either. Whatever you're feeling.
Yeah. Like make this double.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you like firm at all?
Yeah.
To make the roll.
It's just a sliver high, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it won't do much. Kind of like in here.
Yeah.
if your team Dunstone to start this end,
Pretty
you
certain
love
we
to
haven't
get
called a timeout.
the opposition looking at the loss. And
Yeah,
to do that is to make that double, but make that freeze perfect.
Control?
Would be a harder shot for Brad Jacobs.
You have all-star timers.
Probably needs, it's a normal weight shot.
The timers this game are very good.
What do you have to hit?
This is quite makeable, and he's drawing against the loss.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
albeit full 8 foot.
I think
You don't like the freeze to the right to the face? Oh, I mean, I understand that freeze is the toughest shot in the game, but is this give you a better opportunity if you make this? You think?
The freeze, if it's perfect, and that's the if,
okay.
Is probably the right call.
final stone for Matt Dunstone.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Clean.
Whoa.
Yep.
Has
Whoa,
to,
whoa.
wants to make.
Clean. Whoa,
Jacob
curl.
throws last.
Curl.
Lot. Bang, bang. And away it goes. And that will spin to there, to the edge of the 8.
That was heavier than they thought. They just off on, went whoops at the end. It just not curled nearly enough.
Usually you hear clean and it's going to be close.
Yep. Give you the same thing. Yeah, you bet. Same or less. Yeah, I
Same
can
end
even give you a
result
hair
though.
less, eh?
Brad Jacobs still has to draw. It's just not against the loss now.
Same pass. Same broom here, bud?
Yeah. Put her on the tee.
These are the shots as taking his break from skipping. He hasn't seen as many of these as usual this year.
And already, having taken off his microphone, it's a frustrated Matt Dunstone.
Got a little light.
Fully.
Mine's good.
I don't think it can hurt it.
I mean, no, it's okay. You can just keep this moving.
Got a goal.
Mine's
Fully.
good.
Good. Mine's good.
Shot rock
Curling big.
at the moment does belong to
Mine's good. Broom down. Broom
Dunstone.
down.
Broom
Samagalski.
Broom down.
It's good. You're fine. You're fine.
Attaboy.
Good job, boys.
Bud. Shot, Brad.
Nice work, Cups. Attaboy.
Yeah.
And
Matt, have a good
for the win.
Good luck, dude.
To the top 4 for Carruthers.
Have a good week.
Make the final.
Good job, man.
Carruthers wins it 7-5 over Dunstone in their opener at this year's Montana's Brier.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
Well, just one game remains on the ice. 5-4. BC leads it, and BC Kathy playing the Redstones. Caitlin Schneider from here in Regina, skipping this team from Victoria and sitting 2 at the moment.
Well, Scott Howard doesn't have a lot of time. Both teams calling their timeouts this end. He made a double, almost a triple on his first one, but Catlin, that is his last shot, the one that is at the top of the forefoot. So he's looking to make the thin double. That yellow on the right and the yellow on the left would come into play for the potential win.
Give me a hit where you can see you're close. I got a quarter, bud. Okay, hit where you can see.
Scotty made a beauty on his first one. He was dead, and he made a run double.
The other thing is to consider right there the time. They've already used their timeout, so down to 18 seconds as he crosses the tee line. Yes. Final stone here in 10. Scott Howard out of the Penetanguishing Curling Club. Tim March, here we go, got it by, they did, angle it back, yes they did, for the win as they pick up 3. Okay. The apple doesn't fall far. As Dan Glenn on the bench make the final, a dramatic final, 7-5. Ontario wins it.
Could not have hit that better.
Just squeaks by the guard. Wow, what a shot.
Pick that up too. So Ontario picks up a dramatic win here on this opening play for all the teams in Pool A. 7-5 is your final. That much. So we're back with you at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This building will be electric to be sure. Mike McEwen will skip Saskatchewan in this year's championship against Brad Gushue, the 5-time winner and defending champion, Team Canada. Both coming off wins last night when we join you again at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, it is the Montana's Brier. The Canadian Men's Curling Championship returns to Regina and Saskatchewan. Please join us again, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Frustrating day for the likes of Dunstone. 2 missed shots results in 4 stolen points. Thank you for joining us. All of it here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.